Welcome to Best Year Ever Reviews. I am your host, Jesus Gonzalez, and with me is my co-host, the heroic Casey Glenn. Hi, Casey.
Jesus.
What movie are we watching? What movie are we reviewing?
We are reviewing the movie Hero.
This is a movie that I wanted you to watch solely because I wanted to see Tony and Maggie deeply in love in a couple. They do have a tragic end.
It's not, you know what? It could have been more tragic.
It could have been more tragic.
Yeah.
But it's full-on couple in love. There's no cheating on this one. Although, maybe, but probably not.
I don't think so.
But this is your first time watching, Casey. First impression of this movie.
I liked it, and I understand why Quentin Tarantino loves it so much. It's his kind of movie, for sure.
It is. It really is. I think this was a beautiful movie. I really liked how it's just shot, and the color palette, and the themes, the choreography. I really wanted to watch this movie because famously you don't like action movie, but you do love action anime, and this is kind of an action anime. Did that kind of reach into anime for you? No, okay.
No, not at all. But yeah, anime action just hits different. What can I say?
Yeah, and especially this is a very old school type of kung fu from the 70s type of movie. But let's do the background. Hero, with a budget of 31 million, box office of 177.4 million, very successful. Directed by Zhang Yimou, edited by Angie Lam, starring Jet Li as Nameless, Tony Leung as Broken Sword, Maggie Cheung as Flying Snow, Zhang Ziyi as Fading Moon, Donnie Yen, the fucking amazing Donnie Yen, as Long Sky, and Shen Doming as the King of Quinn. I was surprised to see Donnie Yen in this movie. Like, I've seen this movie a bunch, but like, oh yeah, Donnie Yen is in the... It was the wig. The wigs kind of threw me off.
I have thoughts about the wigs. I mean, that's in my review, so you know.
Yeah, it's a good segue for Letterboxd reviews. Our very own Casey Glenn, with a 3.5-star. Your review: the only thing not beautiful about this movie is Jet Li's whack ass wig. Yeah, I wanted to ask you about the wig game.
So bad. It is terribly applied. Like, it is. The wig is horrible. Also, my original review was going to be like negative 0.25 star for, like, originally 4 stars. Negative 0.25 star for whack ass wig. And then another negative 0.25 stars for Fading Moon. I fucking hated that character. This movie would have been so much better without that character in it. I cannot stand her.
Why? Like, that character was kind of She just served for the first makeup iteration of the story that Nameless.
I just wanted her to stay there. I didn't want her in the rest of the iterations. I would have been much happier if she had only been in the first iteration and not the next two.
Interesting. This other review. 5 stars. Tug yourself if I'm the version of the lady assassin who killed her crush rather than communicate her feelings effectively with words. This 4-star and a heart. This is action as emotionality. I don't think it's a word, but you know what? All words are made up. The movements are intuitive. The sword and expression of our anger and love. The world is often shaped by violence, but we don't have to be. What did you think that the names were so on the nose with their weapons?
I think it was weapons and then names based off of weapons.
Yeah.
Was how my...
But was it too cheesy, or was it like...
No.
It kind of fit with the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, who is the hero?
Well, I think it just like depends on how you perceive it, because I guess like from Nameless and Broken Sword's perspective, right, the Emperor is the hero. And then there is no hero for Snow, so she's like kind of screwed. But like I think, right, you would maybe assume Nameless would be the hero, but then like you know, kind of backs out. Yeah.
I think at face value, if we take this as a propaganda movie, which kind of is, Broken Sword is a hero because he's the one that kind of convinced Nameless. But from my perspective, obviously, Fading Moon is a hero. I'm just kidding. It's Snow. I guess she is the rebel. She is the emotion, and she is the color. She wants all the colors. So to me, she's a hero. Speaking of colors, this 4.5-star review. It's just imagine a frame of hearts of different colors, and within that frame, which kudos to designing this in Letterboxd. The colors, all the colors. Am I in heaven? Is this what heaven looks like? And then I'll end with this one 4-star review. Sublime minus the pro regime ending. Which but I'm gonna later on say that might not be the real message of this. It's a little preview there. Thoughts, feelings, positive, because this is your first time watching it here. Yeah. Casey. Tell about that movie.
Yeah, so the movie starts with this guy gonna go hang out with the Emperor. Is he the Emperor yet? Or is he a king?
He's a king.
Okay, he's a king.
Yeah.
Very different. Well, technically, okay, so China is like kind of divided up into different like smaller countries. And the Emperor, the king, is fucking people shit up. He's trying to conquer everything, make it one unified. Yeah. So this guy rolls up to the palace, basically being like, hey, I killed all 3 of the people that are trying to kill you.
Yeah. Top assassins.
Top assassins, best assassins in the world. Emperor's like, how the fuck did you do that? Like, give me the story. So he tells the first story, which what I think is really great about this movie is basically the first story ends up being 100% true, except for like the last, like, he didn't really die. And I think the movie really needed that as like the grounding technique for the rest of the how it unfolds. So basically he kills his Sky, is that
Long Sky.
Long Sky. He kills Long Sky.
Because the spear. Get it? The spear. Long.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. But this fight is really interesting because they do a lot of stuff with the water, the rain, and then there's this whole portion where they're like, we fought in our minds. You know, I was just like, okay,
so good.
Pop off, good.
Also, this is the most Matrixy early 2000s scene ever.
Yes. Yes, it felt very Matrix.
It even had a boom.
Yeah. It was crazy. And so he kills that guy. So because he killed that guy and he's told that story, originally he starts 100 paces away from the king. And then with each person he kills, he'll get like a different reward. So he gets a shit ton of gold, he gets like land, he gets, you know, elevated title, and he gets to move significantly closer to the Emperor. The Emperor's then like, how the fuck did you kill these 2 other people, Broken Sword and Flying Snow? So he tells this story. And this story is like all in red as the color, the main color palette.
So we start with black.
Yeah.
That's the first color.
Yeah.
Unified, whatever this is what the king wants for the whole of China. It's just one color.
Yeah.
And then we go to red.
Yeah. So this guy, Nameless, determines or figures out that Broken Sword and Flying Snow are basically hiding out in like a calligraphy school in a different area. So he finds them and he joins a calligraphy school to get close to them. The story that he tells is that Broken Sword and Flying Snow 3 years ago, Flying Snow had an affair with Long Sky. And even though Broken Sword and Flying Snow are still married and together, they have not spoken in 3 years, meaning tension is high.
This is the most in the mood for love part of the movie.
Yes.
Even the color.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, he talks about how the way that he was able to kill them was to like pin them against each other, and so he like reminds them of the affair that occurred, and to try to get Broken Sword agitated. Broken Sword falls for it. He sleeps with his apprentice, and then he like. Flying Snow saw what happened, and he was like, I wanted you to see what happened. Like, I don't love you anymore. Not true.
You know he's lying because this is the only time that they break the color rule, because in the red section of the movie, when Broken Sword and Fading Moon sleep together, the silk, the
Purple.
sheets is purpley. Yeah, it's not the color scheme of everything else. Oh, okay. This is kind of, and I just saw this this time around.
Wow.
Because I was expecting the colors. So yeah, like because that threw me up. But I think it's intentional. Obviously, it's intentional.
Yeah. So basically, after he is like, "I wanted you to see it," like whatever.
So dramatic.
She stabs him. She kills him, and then she is going to basically go kill the other guy, but before that, she's going to go kill Nameless. Before she does that, though, the apprentice who was in love with him with Broken Sword tries to fight her, making her further agitated. Then she goes to fight Nameless when like she's emotionally distraught, and then he kills her because she can't focus.
The fight between Fading Moon and Flying Snow, that's the prettiest fight of all of them. Like with the yellow leaves and them in red, and then the yellow leaves become red. So good. Colors.
Yes. I know. Make movies colorful again.
Yeah. Oof, speaking of, I have thoughts about that.
So he tells the story to the king, and the king is like, "You're fucking lying." He goes, "I know that isn't true." And at this point,
candles.
He has magic candles, which I don't think he's revealed the secret behind these candles, but that's fine.
Yet. No.
But the guys, they're now within 10 paces of each other. It's a very important number, 10 paces.
Yeah.
He does later reveal that the candles basically tell him they get murderous intent. Yeah. Is what they depict. And so he was like, I fucking knew. Like, you lied. None of this is true. Like, la-di-da-da. And then the king tells him what he thinks really happened. And in this world, it's blue. It's all blue.
Yeah.
And in the king's understanding of the story, there was no affair, which turns out later there was no affair. They get along just fine. And basically the way that he gets them involved in it is, saying like, hey, I need to take down the king. To do that, I need the both of y'all to die. So I need y'all to like show up, and like we need to fight it out in front of the rest of the army. Which is what happened in the other timeline as well. So in this variation of the story, Snow kills Sword beforehand, but Sword was also planning to kill Snow beforehand, basically.
No, she wounds him.
She wounds him, that's right. She wounds him.
Yeah.
So that he doesn't have to duel.
That did happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so she wounds him, she goes and fights, and she dies. And
In this version, also Nameless is very hesitant to kill or to wound
yeah.
Snow.
Exactly. And what happens to Sword in this timeline? Sword just like, Sword is grieving, and they duel, and then they don't. Sword doesn't really die in this one. But he basically, it seems like he gives up fighting. This to me is the best fight.
Oh, when that one droplet goes into Snow's cheek and Broken Sword stops the fight. And Nameless is kind of like realizes it like, so silly, but so beautiful.
Truly. But so that's the Emperor's understanding of what really happened. So he thinks Broken Sword is still alive, Snow is dead, and Sky is dead. Nameless is like, you're wrong because you underestimated Sword. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? So
actually,
yeah, 3 years ago, Sword and Snow made it to the King's Palace, and Sword had the opportunity to assassinate the king, and yet he chose not to. In this world, everything's green.
That's green.
And it's very beautiful. Snow is upset that Sword did not kill the king, but Sword is like, I had an epiphany, and I decided I didn't want to kill the king anymore. We don't know what that epiphany is yet. But this is how we get the true situation of the story. After the duel, and now the guy has visited Snow and Sword, and he explains to them. He was like, I am so precise with my attacks that I know how to, like, basically make it look like you're dead, but you're not dead. And you'll survive. And that's what I did with Sky. So Sky is still alive.
And this is white. This is the white version. And when we say the colors, it's because everything is that color. The wardrobe, the background, the color scheme of all the buildings.
The mountains.
Yeah. So this is white. Yeah.
Yeah. And so he explains that Sky is still alive and that he can do the same thing for whoever wants to fight him in front of the army. So Snow is absolutely on board. She's like, let's fucking do this shit. And Sword is like, I am not okay with you killing the king. I will never be okay with it. Absolutely not. And I will, like, get in your way. So Snow and Sword fight about it, and then they're able to kind of, like, get Sword off their back. Sword eventually, like, regroups with Nameless, and he was like, the reason why I didn't kill the king, like, I'm just gonna write it out for you, and, like, you do with that what you will. In the movie, it translates to Our Land, but I think the actual translation is All Under Heaven, which makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
But basically, we find out, we're not going full chronological order. We basically find out that as soon as Sword got to the king, he was like, oh, I realize what the king wants to do. He basically, like, he's trying to unite the land and, make us all one so that there won't be fighting anymore. Okay, bitch. Like, I don't... Bullshit.
This whole... I'm not a tyrant. I just want to unify and have peace. It's different in 2026.
No, it does. It really does. It does not land well at all. And the king starts crying because he was like, I can't believe he understood me. I've been understood.
Yep.
So the king is like, you know what? I'm fine dying. Oh, by the way, they faked Snow's death. She's fine though. She's healing. So the king is like, look, I don't fear death anymore. Take me out. It's fine. Nameless has the opportunity to kill him. Doesn't, because he has the same epiphany and realization that Sword did. And so he's like, you know what? Nah. He dips out. But you know what the king decides to fucking do?
Well,
what's he do?
He was forced to.
He's the king. He was not forced to.
I feel like he was forced to.
Agree.
I think
he's known as a tyrant.
But here's the thing. Here's why. Okay. Well, end the movie, and then I'll tell you my interpretation.
Anyway, so the king says, "You know what? Execute the guy." So they execute him, and then Sword and Snow find out that he didn't kill the king. Snow is like, "What the fuck did you say to him?" Like, by the way, their whole plan is that they'll go back to their her homeland and they'll live there together once the war is over and they feel.
We do get a little bit of their backstory, which is really cute, and we see like a young Broken Sword, he's just shaved, and he does look younger, but he's just shaved.
Does. Yeah. But they fight because she's like, "I can't believe you did this," like, whatever. And he throws down his sword while she is attacking him, and she kills him. And he's like, I did this because I needed you to know that I truly love you. And I need you to like understand that. And so she's obviously devastated. So then she ends up killing herself as well. It's interesting. With the same sword. So like she stabbed her sword into him. And so what she does, she like aligns herself to be behind him, and then she pushes the sword in further. So they're kind of like spooning. I don't know. Like I'm like, you know what a way to go. What a way to go. I can't argue with it.
So
But eventually, Nameless dies, but he's executed, but he's honored with a hero's funeral. End of story.
Okay, here's my thing. This is obviously a propaganda movie. This is for the Chinese government, and like even behind the scenes, a lot of those extras were soldiers from China. So it is about unification and propaganda and how everyone is happier and better if it's one land and this is our land, blah blah. I think the subversion is. And this is why I say the king was obligated. It's obligated by he was defeated at the end. He was obligated by his own bureaucracy and black and whiteness of his worldview. Because he comments when the first iteration of Broken Sword and everything is red, and Broken Sword does a calligraphy, and he said there's 19 variations of this word, and I asked him to the 20th, and the emperor is like, there's 19 ways to say, like, no wonder no one can communicate. I'm gonna just do one language. Wouldn't that be wonderful? No, it fucking isn't, because this is what's happening or trying to happen right now. So he kind of is defeated by his own narrowness, and all of his advisor wants to kill Nameless. That's why the color scheme is black, very colorful, and then we end in black. So I think that's a subversion. Seemingly it's propaganda, but either the director or I feel like there's a subversion there of, yeah, sure, everything is unified, but it's fucking black, man. And not even the people that think they're in control are in control. Bureaucracy and monotony is in control. So I think that's why. That's my interpretation of this. I've seen this movie a bunch of times.
You know what? I get it. Fuck with it.
It's so much talking. There's a lot of talking. It's mostly talking, this movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of like beauty shots as well.
But you have to pay attention because they say a lot of things.
They do be speaking.
They do be speaking a lot.
Yeah.
But did you enjoy it?
I did. I really did enjoy it. I had a good time with this movie. And I thought it was just gorgeous.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to awards.
I'm so excited.
We got 3 awards: Best Actor Ever, Worst Actor Ever, Best Scene Ever. Casey, Best Actor Ever.
Maggie Cheung. She really knocked it out of the park for me. I saw what you saw in The Mood for Love, where I saw those micro expressions, and I was just enamored with her performance.
Just to compliment or be contrarian, however you want to take it, Casey. But I'm gonna give it to Tony Leung.
Look at us! Wow, we flipped.
Because he did great. Also, he was also super subtle. But just his expression at the very end when he lets himself die.
Mm.
It was love and regret and sadness, and all of that, and yeah, I could see it. Worst actor ever. I know who it is.
I'm gonna give it to Jet Li.
Okay, I thought it was gonna be Zhang Ziyi, but
no, because like I truly think that she is like a good actress based off of like how many awards she has and like all the movies that she's done, and like I just believe that maybe her performance here wasn't necessarily like her fault. I do believe Jet Li's performance, like, yes, can give us nothing. Like what
his name is Nameless.
I know, but he at least had like a passion in his life that was not depicted through his like portrayal of the character.
I disagree. I think it was portrayed in his physical acting. I think Jet Li is a great performer when it comes to stunt performing.
I agree. Stunt performing,
that
phenomenal.
To me compensates the stiffness of his acting.
Interesting.
But I'm gonna go to Zhang Ziyi.
Okay, all right.
She was too much. She was like yelling and
she was yelling. Yeah,
like calm the fuck down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the color will do the yelling for you. You don't need to be actually yelling.
Yeah.
I also kind of wanted to give it to Shen Dongming, the emperor or the king.
I thought he actually was phenomenal. I thought he was really good.
I thought there was some scenes where, I don't like it when I kind of feel that actors are acting for an award. That's what I felt from him in some scenes.
You know who else I wanted to give it to?
Not if you say Donnie Yang, it's gonna be podcast over.
Yeah.
No, I reject that.
That's okay.
Oh man, Donnie Yang is such a great actor, and I think this was one of his first movies, so he did definitely improve.
I'll take your word for it.
Bessie never. You gotta pick a fight. It has to be one of the fights.
It's not. It's not going to be one of the fights. I'm going to tell you now. I think it's going to be like the blues section. That's what I'm gonna. It's not going to be a single scene. It's going to be the blues section. I really like how the Emperor thought things went down.
I like it,
and I really liked how the characters interact with each other.
Yeah, no, I like that one. I did hurt a little bit when he Nameless just because destroyed the whole section of a library. I was like, that's too much destruction.
That's so funny.
I'm gonna give it to Flying Snow and Fading Moon's fight with the yellow and the yellow leaves and the red. Because I think their movement, the wind, how it was catching all the flowing wardrobe and all that. So good. So good.
Now that we're talking about this reminds me why this movie also didn't get a higher rating from me. Is because you know, it's very easy for me to cry for a movie. This movie did not make me cry.
Okay, I can see that. It didn't me either, but I think it's because you have to pay attention because they do talk a lot.
Yeah.
But what was it? Because everything else was kind of distracting, or did you not just didn't believe their romance?
I think it was. No, here I believed the romance, but I wasn't. Nothing felt like it was a gut punch, and my gut is telling me that it had something to do with the directing, and I think I might be onto something. I just don't know what that thing is yet, so I'll think about it.
I can see that. yeah, to me, it definitely was like I was paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
I was blown away by the visuals, so that kind of
Yeah.
like superseded any emotional connection. Maybe if I watch it again and I kind of know, I already kind of know the dialogue and all that, but yeah, maybe. So Casey, very important question, solely based on this movie, was 2002 the best year ever for movies?
I'll say 2002 and 2004 when it was released in American theaters. Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You went 2 years. Okay,
Yeah.
obviously a yes for me. I
Yeah.
fucking love this movie.
No, it's a great movie.
So yeah, that was our review of Heroes. It was the first time Casey watched it. Please, if you've seen it, let us know what you think. Follow us on Patreon, all the social, Busy Ever Pod, and email us. Someone, please email us. We want to know what's going on out there. Is anyone listening? Is anybody out there? I'm gonna start singing Pink Floyd if you don't contact us. In any case, till next time. Bye.
Bye.